Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Essential daily supplements for women and men's health. Welcome to Accelerated Health TV and radio show. I'm your host, Sara Banta. I'm a health coach, a natural supplement expert, and a busy mom of three. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below so you're notified every week with my new podcasts on Mondays and Tuesdays. And if you haven't already, join my free group coaching on Telegram with the link below. I teach you on a daily basis with tips and tools to enhance your health, and you will be a part of a like-minded group to support you on your journey in addition to truly taking control of your health. My goal is to reach everyone on earth with eyes to see and ears to hear my message of healing. So help me with that goal. Share this podcast with a few of your friends who may need my help. It's working. We are now one of the top 10% searched global podcasts around the world, and it's because of you sharing. My topics sometimes get censored, and so I have to work extra hard to make sure the information gets out to you. So that's why I need your help. So I'm super excited about today. We've got a lot to go through. We're talking through the essential daily supplements for women and men, and I always thought I was living a healthy lifestyle. You ask my parents and my siblings, I always was the weird eater and was trying to do the healthy thing, even though I was doing all the wrong things, but I thought they were healthy. And I ate clean, I exercised, I always exercised, I was always an athlete, and I always thought I was taking care of my body. However, when I found myself at my rock bottom, I was completely depleted of nutrients, bloated, suffering from Crohn's disease and colitis, heavy metal poisoning, PCOS, insulin resistance, and more. And you think, wait, you were healthy. How could you have had all of that? When I went to the practitioner who looked at me, he goes, I don't understand how you got yourself through this door. You're running on zero energy. You eat food and it just rots in your stomach because nothing is digesting. And I actually started crying because I felt like finally someone knew exactly what was going on in my body, but it didn't make sense. I was doing everything. I was buying supplements, but probably the poisonous, toxic ones that we'll talk about in a minute. But when I was on this journey, I started healing my body with my mentor's guidance, and the one that has taught me how to learn and what to learn and what I've learned, and also is a big part in the supplements and the manufacturing in accelerated health products. But what he was teaching me, that my body had to heal, it had to detox and rebuild all at the same time. So it was almost like I was peeling an onion. I would take care of one issue and a couple others would show up. And so then you have to get down to the root cause, right? Well, the problem is today, and even more so today than back then, 15 years ago, when you are trying to be healthy in this world, you are a salmon swimming upstream. The reality is this new era of nutrient depleted soils and heavy toxicity, it is now essential to use nutritional supplements to fill in the gaps of our diet and aid in detoxification of toxins our ancestors never faced, and the food supply is no longer nutrient dense like it used to be. And I remember when I was in, high school and I would take my multivitamin, I had people coming up to me saying, Sarah, you shouldn't be doing that. You should just get your nutrients from your food. Well, I get it. I understand it. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way our ancestors had it. But that's not the case now. And shockingly, this year, in a consumer survey on dietary supplements, it was revealed that a majority of you, specifically 75% of Americans, incorporate dietary supplements in their daily routine now, with 55% of you being consistent with that. Remarkably, A staggering 95% of supplement users express confidence in both the safety and efficacy of these dietary additions, which is really exciting that you guys are realizing that it's important to supplement your diet and your lifestyle with supplements to enhance and live that optimal life that you're looking for. So why do we need these supplements? In the last 20 years, and even more so in the last 3 years, many factors have changed. Number one, like I mentioned, the depleted soils. Our soils are so depleted of the minerals and the vitamins that our fruits and vegetables don't contain what they had. In fact, you would have to eat 50, that's 50 peaches today to equal the nutrition in one peach from 1950. That's when my parents grew up, right? So they were eating whole foods. They didn't even have processed foods to fight the trend of this nutrition, right? Because the processed foods actually steal nutrients out of your body, and we're trying to put nutrients in. So they didn't even have those, and then they get all of this other nutrition. So that means that our peaches and our broccoli and our asparagus and all of those nutrients are 2% of what they used to be. That's nothing. So you're not going to go out and eat 50 peaches. I know you aren't, because you'll probably throw up. It's not possible. Next is the nutrient deficiencies. Individuals with nutrient deficiencies due to poor dietary habits, like I mentioned, processed foods. So processed foods contain or actually make up 67% of children's daily intake and 62% of you adults' daily intake. Those processed foods actually cause leaky gut, malabsorption of future nutrients coming into the body, and it's stealing nutrients out of your body and stealing energy out of your body. So with all of that, can you imagine what you're trying, the uphill battle you're going against? And then you're trying to fill in with the portion of the broccoli or the salad or whatever in the next meal. Well, that nutrients is not going to be absorbed because of the processed foods that you maybe ate yesterday, or you had that one cheat meal. That cheat meal is going to cause leaky gut malnutrition. Another reason, restrictive diets. People then on the other pendulum will go vegan or vegetarian or even carnivore, whatever it is. You might not be obtaining all of the essential nutrients, proteins, vitamins, minerals that you need. And that goes for me, regardless of what your diet is. And I don't eat gluten. I try to stay away from dairy. I'm not perfect, but at the same time, are there some nutrients in some of these foods that I'm not getting? Now, gluten, there's no nutrients. In fact, that gluten is actually stealing some of the nutrients out of your body as well and causing leaky gut. Health conditions and other diseases. So certain medical conditions or illnesses may increase nutrient requirements, making it challenging to obtain those nutrients solely from food. So supplements can help bridge the gap. And age. So this is really interesting. Your nutrient absorption and utilization goes down when you get older, right? So you need more of that nutrient, and that includes protein, people. So as you age, you actually need more protein than your teenage granddaughter, right? Those teenagers actually have an ability to recycle some of the amino acids in the proteins. During pregnancy and breastfeeding. So during those periods, nutrient needs significantly increase. For iodine, folic acid, copper, prenatal vitamins are often recommended. Now, the prenatals you got to be careful with because a lot of them are toxic, but your needs do increase. And part of the reason I was at such a rock bottom, that was after my third pregnancy, because during pregnancy, those babies are going to suck all the life out of you because your body wants to take care of the baby more than you. Physical activity in athletes. So if you're an athlete, you need to eat and supplement like an athlete. And I've had this conversation with my kids. All three of them like to row as their sport. And when my son was 15 years old, Now, mind you, we had overcome leukemia with him at the age of 9 through the natural supplements and changing up his diet. Fast forward to 15, he wasn't getting sick anymore. The leukemia was gone, but he was training 4 hours a day. And if anyone knows my son, you know that he takes it to an extreme, and his heart was stopping. He would have to pound on his heart to get it going again. And the only reason that it would start going again was that his heart was 15 years old. But if he was older, he would have had an issue, a bigger issue. Well, what we came to find out was he was low in his minerals and his electrolytes, potassium specifically, and he needed to supplement like an athlete, like an Olympian, like a college athlete, because he was trying to ask of his body too much. The muscle recovery, the energy he needed, overall performance. And all three of my kids know the benefit of all these supplements because they use them, and I can't force them to do anything anymore. They're too old. And so anyways, this is where diet and supplements really are important for athletes. It kills me when I see these college athletes drinking Gatorade and eating poor quality food to help with their physical performance. I just think to myself, do you have any idea how much better you will be at your sport and feel better if you actually did just a little bit of supplements and change your diet just a little bit and get rid of the toxicity? You will be shocked at your performance. Digestive disorders, which seems to be affecting most everybody today. Individuals with IBS, SIBO, leaky gut, malabsorption issues, gastrointestinal surgeries, they all may have difficulty absorbing certain nutrients. And so if you have leaky gut, your body's not even taking in or absorbing the good nutrients from that good, healthy meal that you think you're having. You know, I've talked to people about the fact that sulfur foods, we talk about, if you've listened to me talk before, I've talked about sulfur foods maybe backfiring and backing up your detox pathways. Well, there's so much nutrients and benefit of sulfur foods, right? So, well, then the question is, well, Sara, how do I get that sulfur? How do I get the benefit from it? Well, you weren't getting it before because the sulfur vegetables and the sulfur foods were causing leaking gut, and you weren't absorbing anything in the first place. So first we need to heal that gut, right? The digestive disorders are causing malnutrition. And this is a reason why you may need to supplement even temporarily or permanently. Geographical or environmental factors, residing in areas with limited access to nutrient-dense foods or regions with nutrient-depleted soils, that might be a cause for needing supplements. Stress. High levels of stress can cause a nutrient absorption and utilization issues. Stress causes leaky gut, malabsorption, and can also cause a lack of appetite or an increased appetite for the processed foods that are void of the nutrient value. And a lack of sleep can lead to insulin resistance, malabsorption of nutrients, and increased appetite for the processed foods as well. So the supplements can help fill in, and then you can also take supplements to help with your perceived stress. Let me tell you, the level of stress globally is not going to go down, in my opinion. So what do you have to do? You have to control your perceived stress, what your body takes in. I always think of myself as like having a bubble around me and that stress just bouncing off of me, and thinking of any stressor as a 1 on a scale of a 1 to 10, because the stressor is going to come and go regardless of how I think of it. So just think of it as a 1 as we're getting into the holidays. I'm sure some of you are a bit stressed about that as well. Well, why don't you just be more in gratitude and take a deep breath and think of it as a 1? Now, that's easier said than done. I get it. But the stress, the reality is that stress is going to cause leaky gut and malabsorption of your nutrients. So you have to be more careful and specific about supplements and about the food you eat. So another reason to supplement is just supporting specific health goals. You can, whether it's weight management, athletic performance, improved immune function as we're getting into the cold and flu season, better skin health, enhanced cognition, stronger bones and joints. Those are all good reasons that you might need to take supplements. Suboptimal thyroid. I should have started with this because most people today suffer from sluggish metabolism and suboptimal thyroid, leading to hypothyroidism. When you go to the doctor, make sure they're testing your full thyroid panel, not just your TSH. That is not going to tell you anything. It should be actually thrown out. Not thrown out, but it should be always looked at with the full thyroid panel. The thyroid is the master endocrine gland, which means that it's not only for the metabolism, but for body fat management, energy, and adrenals, fertility, kidneys, liver, water retention, digestion, hormones. They're all affected. So if the thyroid isn't optimized, then everything else suffers. And the thyroid is getting affected in almost everyone, men and women. And lastly is the spike protein. This is a whole new ballgame, guys, with the spike protein infiltrating itself into all of our bodies. It causes issues with stress, water retention, oxidative stress, inflammation, insulin dysregulation, hormonal imbalances, all of these things, vasoconstriction, which affects your heart. People are showing increased triglycerides and cholesterol levels, not changing a thing, just from the last 3 years of the spike protein. So those are the reasons why you really need to consider taking supplements as a daily habit. Make it about your routine. I don't even think twice anymore when I take my supplements. I can do it in my sleep effectively. But for that reason, I don't get sick. And most of the time, my sleep is great, my stress level is managed, and I'm able to do my workouts without pain, and I feel great. But it's not because I'm lazy or do nothing. It's because I work at it. And it's just part of what is needed now. So what are the most important, the most essential daily supplements for everybody? The number one, acceleradine iodine. Now, 96% of you, and I believe that number has increased even more because that was from years ago. That much, 96% of the United States is deficient in iodine. It's no longer available in our diet. It was once put in iodized salt, but now not only is there not enough provided through the salt, but the iodine source is usually toxic and difficult for the body to break down. You need iodine for your thyroid. If you're low thyroid, your body has very little energy in the first place to do anything, let alone break apart to absorb an iodine supplement. And most of those salts come with microplastics in them and are full of just sodium and stripped of all of the other minerals. And most iodine supplements are also difficult to absorb, coming in tablets or capsules, but they come from the Asian sources that are exposed to radiation due to Fukushima and Chernobyl. Fukushima announced last August that they were releasing that radioactive water into the oceans, and even China was shocked and said, hey, I don't want any of your seafood, your seaweed, your iodine, anything, because they know that it's not healthy. So here you are taking an iodine supplement from a radioactive source, and the iodine's job is to kick out radiation. Doesn't really work that well. So what does iodine help with? It helps, number one, to reverse hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's, and even hyperthyroidism. It helps improve metabolism and fat oxidation, helps support apoptosis, which is the destruction of diseased and unhealthy cells. And it's also programmed cell death that happens during pregnancy when the fetus is growing. There's going through a lot of apoptosis during that period, and then also during puberty for children, because they're growing so fast during those puberty years. So really important for those kids to be taking iodine. It helps increase ATP production, which is the cell's energy. It can produce 36 ATP through the Krebs cycle compared to only 2 ATP when the body's low in iodine. It helps prevent PCOS. I wish I had known fibrocystic breast disease and hormonal imbalances. It alleviates estrogen dominance in men and women, gets rid of those man boobs, and helps with muscle development and just with overall hormonal balance. It decreases blood sugar and insulin resistance. So most of you are suffering from prediabetes, diabetes, or insulin resistance. Just the iodine on its own can lower blood sugar. Then when you combine it with the accelerated salt, it even helps more, and I'll go into that in a minute. But it also helps improve protein synthesis. So here we need more help with protein breakdown in our liver. That is being compromised by the spike protein, fat and protein digestion and breakdown in the liver. Well, the accelerated iodine helps improve protein synthesis, and then that protein being able to be used in our muscles and our tissues. It helps devitalize bacteria, viruses, mold, fungus, parasites, and other foreign pathogens. I use it on my face for acne with accelerated castor oil to help kill that acne and the bacteria. I have used it on scar tissue. I had a scar on my arm, and putting it on there topically with the castor oil, I used the gua sha tool and rubbed it, and I saw parasites come out, because parasites love scar tissue. That's where they hide. So that is really interesting that it actually was showing me right there and then that it was going to help devitalize those parasites. Iodine was used during the 1918 Spanish flu pandemic because they knew back then that it helped devitalize viruses. It helps reduce systemic inflammation. Inflammation is the root cause of most diseases. It regulates estrogen in the body and decreases the risk for stillbirths, miscarriages, and low birth weight infants. It helps hydrate the cells by neutralizing hydroxyl ions. So it's hydrating the cells without drinking water. It's actually pretty cool. It alleviates brain fog and improves IQ. That's another reason you want your children to be using it. It lowers the risk for, or helps lower the risk for, heart disease. The thyroid regulates the heart, and hypothyroidism is connected to heart disease. It protects against radiation. So as you are filling the receptor sites in your thyroid and all 100 trillion cells in your body, it is kicking out radiation and the heavy metals. And then if it's filling those receptor sites already, and you take in more radiation or heavy metals, those toxins have no place to sit and find a home. So they're just going to pass through the body. And accelerated iodine is the only radiation and toxin-free iodine with 100% bioavailability. Most other iodine supplements only have 10 to 20% absorption in the body. And then it's enhanced with the scalar frequencies, like all of the accelerated health products, to increase its detoxification and restorative abilities. No other iodine supplement has these properties. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the accelerated ancient salt. It comes in a much larger jar as well, and I go through it so quickly, which is that is why I have the 32-ounce jar. But salt has been demonized for the last few decades. And the reality is that complete salts with the full array of minerals and electrolytes is an imperative factor when it comes to optimal health. Go back to my son's position when he was 15 and having his heart stop. He needed that potassium, the minerals, the magnesium, the iodine, the electrolytes, the sodium, the chloride, all of those minerals and electrolytes that are found in salt. And that is needed for the heart. and it helps with optimizing cellular function. The sodium potassium pump is inside and outside the cell. It's responsible for driving nutrients into the cells and driving the toxins out of the cells for all 100 trillion cells in the body. The minerals in the accelerated ancient salt help optimize this function, and it expedites the detoxification and improving the nutrient absorption. So another cool thing that it does is if you are nauseous because you're detoxing, and you just put a little of the accelerated ancient salt on your tongue, and it will help with the nausea. It helps lower blood sugar. Most people suffer from high blood sugar, as I was mentioning, pre-diabetes or diabetes, and the minerals in accelerated ancient salt lower blood sugar and insulin levels, and it lowers heart disease. The highly processed foods with the wrong type of salt may increase heart disease due to the combination of salt, fat, and sugar, and the processed ingredients like the artificial sweeteners, the emulsifiers. I go through that a lot in some of the other podcasts, so make sure you take a listen to those. But that is totally different than a complete salt like the accelerated ancient salt, which actually will lower the risk of heart disease. Accelerated ancient salt, we have taken 5 pure salts mined from untouched regions in the world. Okay, so every grain is very carefully inspected to confirm that there's no microplastics, explosive chemicals, pollutants, or synthetics. Even a lot of Himalayan salts have explosives in them because that's how they mine the Himalayan salts, not ours. And most salts have a high amount of fluoride in them, like the sea salts or Himalayan salts. Ours have a very low amount of fluoride in them. It has also been enhanced with scalar frequencies to help detox the body of the radiation, heavy metals, and other toxins while pulling out parasites and undigested fats. A lot of people having a hard time digesting their fats, right? And that's the liver being backed up. That's why you got to do the liver flush. But the accelerated ancient salt will help break down those digest the fats. The third one is accelerated scalar copper. Now, why did I come up with this? 2 reasons is that through the processed foods that have been infiltrating our food supply since the 1980s, completely depletes our body of copper, and so does the spike protein. Both of them individually have depleted our bodies of copper. Copper has been recognized for its natural antibiotic properties, nutritional significance for over 8,000 years. It's known as one of the main needed supplements for both men and women. Even Hippocrates recommended it around 400 BC. So we need copper. Why? Many things. It's the 3rd most abundant mineral in the body. It's a vital nutrient that the body cannot provide itself. It plays a pivotal role in organ function and metabolic processes, helps with cellular absorption to alleviate copper deficiencies, helps with boost the immune system. It's found in the liver, the brain, kidneys, heart, skeletal muscles. It helps with collagen formation, fat burning. It's known as the missing link or the hidden key to fat burning, and insulin regulation, iron absorption. If you are anemic, it's not because you're low in iron, it's low in copper. Copper helps the iron that's already in your body get to where it needs to go and then help produce energy. So symptoms of copper deficiency, a lot of people, like I mentioned, are because of processed foods and the spike protein, they have a deficiency in copper. And then you add in the fact that people were taking so much zinc during the pandemic to boost their immunity, which you need zinc, but copper and zinc compete with each other. So if you're taking zinc, it can inhibit the copper absorption. So some deficiencies would be fat gain, anemia, bone abnormalities, osteoporosis, neuropathy, a low white blood cell count, weakened immunity, impaired growth, premature graying of hair, and pale skin. So yes, copper is needed to keep your hair color and your skin to look nice and rosy. What are the benefits? It helps support that insulin regulation and diabetes. It plays a big role in managing insulin resistance. It lowers uric acid, which is a key component in preventing insulin resistance and obesity. This is why it's really connected to that fat loss. And it does this by inhibiting the polyol pathway, which is responsible for converting glucose into sorbitol and fructose. And fructose leads to the accelerated development of fatty liver, insulin resistance, and fat storage. Fatty liver used to be the disease of alcoholics. It's now being found in 25% of our children. That is insane and not okay. So really important for that, lowering that uric acid level and managing fatty liver disease and insulin resistance. It's really important for optimal fetal growth and development. The nervous system, the skeletal, and the cardiovascular system in these fetuses. And it helps improve hair and eye pigmentation. So it's a fundamental component of the melanin and helps maintain that natural pigmentation in your skin, your hair, and your eyes. It improves brain function. It's known as the smart mineral, enhances cognitive abilities, creativity, and brain activity. It increases energy levels because it's helping with red blood cell production, preventing anemia, and supporting energy extraction from the carbohydrates that you eat and combating fatigue. It enhances your immunity and then does that by preventing anemia and helping the needed iron that's already in the body, like I mentioned, to get where it needs to go. And it also acts as an antioxidant. It improves your connective tissue as it's essential for collagen, myelin, and melanin production, and supports the connective tissues and skin's elasticity. So really important for your face and all the vanity. You want your skin with no wrinkles and brown spots. I actually put my copper in a little dropper bottle and I spray it on my face. I actually spray it in my eyes to reduce inflammation in my eyes. It helps with enzymatic reactions throughout the body, for hormones, for metabolism, for so many things. Supports cardiovascular health. It improves that iron and sugar absorption, and it reduces cholesterol. It's been linked to lowering the bad cholesterol, the LDL, and increasing the good cholesterol and helping with the cardiovascular diseases. It regulates triglycerides, so keeps them at a healthy level and helps prevent the accumulation of the fat in the liver. It improves thyroid health. So it's essential for proper thyroid gland and function and metabolism. Helps with skin, helps with preventing osteoporosis, with the bone formation and collagen. Both of those things are really important when it comes to your bone health, the collagen and copper. So when you look at the dietary sources, you've got liver. Okay, guys, who's eating liver? For all of you that are, kudos to you. I'm really proud of you. Me personally, I don't eat liver, so I'm not getting it, and that's the best source of copper. You can get it in meat, seafood, beans, whole grains, soy flour, wheat bran, almonds, garlic, nuts, oats, molasses, beets, and lentils. But what's wrong with the list that I just said? Besides the meat and the seafood, everything else I said, unfortunately, has some sort of plant toxin in it that is going to inhibit the absorption of any of the nutrients and cause leaky gut. You've got the sulfur, the mold, the lectins, the oxalates, all of those things that I just mentioned. Those are going to contribute to inflammation, hinder the nutrient absorption. And so that's why you need to supplement with copper. The accelerated scalar copper, why we would choose this? It has an absorption of 99%, and most copper supplements only have 5% absorption. You get what you pay for, and it's enhanced with the proprietary scalar copper technology. It's the only nanoscalar copper solution treated with a water implosion technology, stripping all the bad frequencies out of it, cleaning the water very, very cleanly, and nothing is more pure. And then it's going through that water implosion technology to enhance its life force and its ability to do its work. The scalar frequency, we add in frequencies to help with emotional and physical shock in the body, improve the structural integrity in the body, and balance that copper and zinc in the body, and also to devitalize fungus in the body. Okay, next is the accelerated thyroid. My goodness, here it is. Accelerated thyroid. Now, I mentioned hypothyroidism. Most of you are suffering from hypothyroidism, and you may be undiagnosed, but if you're gaining weight, if you have water retention, joint pain, if your eyebrows are thinning or your hair is thinning, if your ankles are swelling, or if you just don't have energy, it's probably going back to your thyroid. Between the accelerated iodine and the accelerated thyroid, that has been a game changer for most people. The toxins, the heavy metals, radiation, oxalates, processed foods, all of those things are slowing down your thyroid and inhibiting optimal function. What are some other symptoms? Depression, mood disorders. Did you know that most people on antidepressants are actually just suffering from low thyroid? Get your thyroid checked before you start your antidepressants. And constipation, hormonal imbalances, those can also be symptoms. What we've put in the accelerated thyroid are three things. Conchinar guggulu. This is an ancient Ayurvedic herbal formula that I've been taking for years. Helps with hypothyroidism, obesity, thyroid cysts, nodules, PCOS, fibroids, ovarian cysts, and endometriosis, detoxification, and lymphatic drainage. Then we added in the thyroid glandular and cutting edge nutraceuticals that provide all the necessary amino acids and natural substances to support the thyroid. Then we enhance it with the scalar frequencies to help heal the thyroid and restore it to its normal function, detox the thyroid of toxins and heavy metals and radiation. No other thyroid supplement is like it. Next, magnesium. Most people find themselves deficient in magnesium, even if they're supplementing with it. It's responsible for over 600 biochemical reactions in the body. It manufactures DNA, promotes heart health, helps with stress and the ability to relax, improve mood and mental disorders, metabolize insulin and manage blood glucose, prevents Alzheimer's, maintains healthy blood pressure, alleviates migraines, sleep, supports your fitness, performance, and recovery, helps with muscle cramps, bone density, supports vitamin D activation, and so much more. But part of the problem is some of the foods high in magnesium have the plant poisons like oxalates, lectins, and sulfur, where the damage to the body from these elements outweigh the magnesium that is going to be absorbed. And so it's just your one step forward, two steps back. That's why I recommend Magnesium Breakthrough, and that's what I take. It has all 7 types of magnesium that are needed to reach every different type of tissue in the body and alleviate the magnesium deficiencies. Okay, so those are the absolute essentials for everybody: kids, adults, men, and women. So what else can you take for to enhance your health? The accelerated keto is my first on the list, and that is because most people are suffering from insulin resistance and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Accelerated keto is helping reverse both of these diseases quicker than any other natural supplement, kicks the body into a state of ketosis, burns your own body fat for fuel, specifically that liver fat that we're going after. In fact, it actually converts saturated liver fat into unsaturated fat while detoxing the liver gently on a daily basis. and it increases that ATP, that cellular energy, by 5 to 10 times, and increasing mitochondrial health, physical performance, and energy. Mitochondrial health is your health. That is the key to anti-aging or slowing down the aging process. Most people are addicted to carbs, sugar, and processed foods, and the accelerated keto is suppressing these foods and aiding in that successful intermittent fasting, which is your body's and nature's free way for healing. It helps encourage healing of the gut, reduction of systemic inflammation, and lowering the blood sugar. Next is the accelerated colloidal silver. This is the supplement that was the key to my son's healing at the age of 9, when he was going through that process of healing from leukemia. So with the increased amount of foreign pathogens today that we're facing, the viruses, bacteria, parasites, candida, and fungus, it's imperative to strengthen that immune system. And the accelerated colloidal silver not only helps devitalize foreign pathogens in the short term, but also helps prevent future pathogens from overtaking the system. It helps with the systemic colds and flus, food poisoning, that Bali belly that you hear about, bladder infections, sinus infections, acne, gut issues, and more. It should be a staple in everyone's first aid kit. It can be used topically, in the eyes, in the ears, in the nose, gargle with it in your throat, put it into a nebulizer, and now you can get it in the accelerated colloidal silver nasal spray that you just pump into your nose. You can actually use this to spray in your eyes. You can actually put it into your own spray bottle and spray it on your face for your skin. It feels awesome. And also spray it into your mouth or on surfaces. I use it when I go flying. I spray it on my table and everything else that I'm about to touch when I'm flying, because all of the germs are everywhere. So it helps with all of that. And silver has been known for thousands of years for its properties. So Google that. I have to be careful on what I say about it, but our colloidal silver is scalar enhanced with frequencies to go after certain pathogens that might or might not be in the news at the current time, and also take shock out of your body and helps with improving the immune system and the thymus health. So all of those things, that's where the accelerated colloidal silver takes it to a whole nother level. Like the copper, it goes through water implosion technology. It's enhanced with higher life force and ability to really get to where it needs to go. Next is the Olaloa. This is a multivitamin electrolyte drink that I put in my water every day. I love it for my workouts, for my sauna sessions, but it covers the basis and most vitamins and minerals. This is a great way to get that multivitamin that you're looking for. It got the amino acids, minerals, vitamins, but what else it has is it is in the proper form for those who suffer from MTHFR gene, where you have an issue with the breakdown of some of the B vitamins. And this is supporting methylation, which troubles over 50% of the population. So it's really a great supplement to take on a daily basis. Tastes great. My kids take it. My husband and we all take it. And kids love it because it's a great alternative to those fruit juices that they're drinking that is completely degrading their health. Lastly is, or actually not lastly, but something that you all need to be doing on quarterly basis is the accelerated liver flush cleanse. And the liver has become so overburdened with the exponential increase of the toxins, the radiation, heavy metals, xenoestrogens, processed foods, and now the spike protein. All of these factors independently slow down the detoxification pathways in the liver, which in turn inhibits the fat burning, nutrient absorption, thyroid function, insulin regulation, inflammation, and so much more. This liver cleanse is going to help lower your uric acid, improve insulin sensitivity, improve protein and fat metabolism so that you don't get nauseous every time you eat too much fat. It will reduce inflammation, aches, and cramping. It's going to reduce your AST and ALT liver enzymes on your blood test, and your doctor's going to be super excited. It helps regenerate new liver cells, alleviate fatty liver, detox the body of all of the toxins we talked about, improve cholesterol levels, improve or removes the blockages in the liver and the gallbladder, and helps improve the immune system. So that I do recommend at least 4 times a year. I do them about every 6 weeks. Next, if you are having leaky gut symptoms, which most of you are, the leaky gut bundle is designed to heal that leaky gut and make your gut more resilient so that when you do eat off your eating plan, you're okay. So the GMOs, the xenoestrogens, radiation, all of those things are causing leaky gut. So really important to look at these 3 supplements: the Mega Pre that feeds the good bacteria, the Mega Spore that creates the good bacteria. It goes down in there and it decides what your gut needs. So it's not like a typical probiotic that throws a whole bunch of 5 different strands that maybe you don't even need. It's actually going down there and saying, I need more of this and that, but not any of this. And then the Mega Mucosa helps heal that leaky gut lining. And people with dysbiosis, SIBO, IBS, other gut conditions, this can help. And the combination has been shown to decrease visceral fat by 45% in just 8 weeks, which is crazy, without doing anything else. So then you add in the accelerated keto and the acceleradine and other supplements, you're going to have even a bigger impact on that. Collagen. So I love the liquid biocell collagen. And because the body starts to slow its own production of collagen around the age of 30, most of us need it. If we have aches and pains, you do need that collagen. It helps with skin and hair, reduces cellulite, reduces joint pain and degeneration, heals leaky gut, helps with the metabolism, muscle mass, and energy, and improves liver health even. So the liquid biocell collagen is the one I like. So what to do in addition to all of this? What are lifestyle changes? Prioritize that wild animal protein. The bison is the most nutrient-dense food on the planet. Plants, animals alike. Bison, bison, bison. It comes in all of the ways that cow and beef meat come in. So that is one to focus on. Lamb, deer, elk, wild fish, Cornish game hen, duck, all of those are great. They're much easier to digest than other proteins, and they have more vitamins and minerals than even the vegetables that are on your plate. So try to stay away from the chicken, the turkey, and the pork, conventionally raised beef. Those have the amyloid proteins that don't get broken down. They wreak havoc on the body, cause Alzheimer's, and actually cause more gut pathogens to take over and cause leaky gut. You want to eliminate the sulfur foods. Those include the cruciferous vegetables, garlic and onions, and killer kale. Stay away from those. Those are going to cause a backup in your liver and leaky gut. Eliminate the oxalates, spinach, kale, almonds, most nuts, berries, chocolate. You don't have to eliminate them forever, but those cause arthritis, urogenital disease, kidney stones, joint pain, hypothyroidism, inflammation, and malabsorption issues. Eliminate the mold foods, grapes, peas, mushrooms, or non-organic coffee. Those things can, mold produces oxalates and amyloids lead to biofilm formation, and the biofilm further strengthens the mold, bacteria, and viruses. It's a vicious cycle. Symptoms include memory issues, cognitive issues, anxiety, dysbiosis, hormonal dysregulation, diabetes, hypothyroidism, menstrual issues, arthritis, and more. Okay, last 3, these are basic. Drink water. Guys, imagine that. I actually have a hard time just drinking plain water, and my kids make fun of me. It's amazing. Drink good water. Get rid of the sodas and juices. and use the accelerated ancient salt in your water to help flush out the toxins and rehydrate the cells. Exercise. We've become sedentary, so start moving, lift heavy weights, go for a walk, get a dog so that you have a reason to go for a dog or a walk. You need to start moving. It improves mood, insulin sensitivity, circulation, and more. And sleep. All of this stuff I've talked about doesn't mean anything if you're not sleeping. Oh, wow, that was a lot of information. So thanks for joining me today. If I can help you with your health issues, contact me directly through the website, SaraBantaHealth.com. Happy to put together a protocol for you. Join the free group coaching on Telegram with the link below. There's no downside. I teach you on a daily basis with tips and tools to enhance your health, and you will be a part of an amazing group that supports you in addition to helping you take control of your health. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram under Accelerated Health Products, across over 100 channels under Accelerated Health TV and Radio Show. And my goal is to reach everyone on earth with eyes to see and ears to hear my message of healing. So help me with that goal. Share this with a few of your friends who may need my help. Join us every week, Mondays at 2 p.m. Pacific, Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Pacific, and you can find all of the products and the information on my website, SaraBantaHealth.com. Use coupon WELCOME10 for 10% off site-wide. Thanks for joining us here, and have a great week.